Today we're making this cute Halloween card where these nice little bats are looking through a window and wishing you a happy birthday, you old bat. I will be using products of KCC 16 super sponsor, the Crafty stamp company, and sketch number 4 from Kendra's Card Challenge 16. My name is Julia and I'm an enthusiastic card maker and paper crafter from Austria. Welcome to my channel, Julie's Kreativschatzkiste. So these are the products we're using today. They're from our super sponsor, the Crafty stamp company. The stamp set is called Just Batsy and the paper pad is called O Negative. And of course you will find a link in my description box. And this is the sketch we are using today, sketch number 4 from Kendra's Card Challenge number 16. If you're not familiar with Kendra's Card Challenge, that is a free challenge where you can make 15 unique cards out of 6 sheets of 6x6 inch patterned paper. I will give you more information on that later. I started out by making my card base out of black paper with the measurements of 4¼ by 5½ inch. Next I started out by preparing my window frame. And there's a trick to that. You can either of course use the measurements given in the sketch and cut out your window frame, but to make it easier, there's also a great die which is called Card Cut Essentials and it's available at Pink & Main. And this die is designed by Cards by Kendra. Kendra is also releasing the Kendra's Card Challenge. And you can use this die to cut out some of the shapes used in Kendra's Card Challenge number 16. And of course I like shortcuts, which is why I'm using the die this time. But as I said, you can also cut it all out according to the measurements given in the sketch. The die is designed in a way to cut an entire sheet of 6x6 inch patterned paper, but I'm just cutting out the square I need for my card. In total I cut it out 6 times of black paper and 1 time of brown paper, because the frame on the top will be brown. But I need the dimension of the window to have my bats behind it. I also cut out a piece of acetate in the exact same measurements as the frame. This will be the glass in my window, of course. Next I'm planning out the use of my patterned papers. This one with the bats on it is definitely the background of my window. So I'm going to cut that down in the exact same measurements as the window frame as well. These 2 papers are going to be the inside of my room from which we are looking out to the bats. The sketch actually doesn't call for a background, but still I liked the paper so much I had to use it as a matting layer. So I cut it down to 5¼ by 4. And I cut the red paper down according to the measurements in the sketch for these yellow pieces on the sketch. Alright, now I have all the paper pieces together for the construction of my window. But before I assemble it all, I make my window frame a little bit older by coloring the edges in darker brown. That just fits to the Halloween look of the entire card. And now it's time to color our cute bats. I'm going to use my alcohol markers and I have 3 shades of grey prepared. And I start out with the darkest shade. Later on you will see me using the medium shape as well as the lightest shape to blend it all together. And while you watch me coloring, I can tell you more about Kendra's Card Challenge. That's a free quarterly challenge where Kendra from the YouTube channel Cards by Kendra provides you with 15 unique sketches that can be made out of 6 sheets of 6x6 inch patterned paper. The great thing is that you get also a cutting guide in the PDF, where you get the measurements to cut down your 6x6 inch patterned papers. In addition, you can also choose just to make one of the sketches and you get the measurements for that as well. With Kendra's Card Challenge you can also win prizes, quarterly as well as monthly prizes. And they are drawn in a video on the Cards by Kendra YouTube channel at the end of each month. You participate in the challenge and in the prize drawings if you upload one photo with all the 15 cards you made in the album in the Kendra's Card Challenge's Facebook group, which is linked in my description box. You can enter once per month, so 3 times per challenge. I'm sure you're now wondering, how do I get this great PDF? And it's pretty easy. There's a link in my description box which shows you where to download the PDF. You have to join Patreon, but it's a completely free option. You just have to give your email address. There are of course also paid options for Kendra's Patreon, which is the possibility for Kendra to keep the challenge free for all. And really great perks come with the paid memberships. Depending on the tier, you can for example get a monthly card kit sampler or a monthly card kit. And you also get access to past Kendra's Card Challenges. And by the way, I didn't even mention that this video is part of a giveaway hub. And you find a playlist for the entire giveaway hub linked in my description box. Me and some of my design team colleagues are all crafting with the great products of super sponsor, the Crafty stamp company. And I can really encourage you to watch all the videos because I'm sure you get great inspiration there. In this giveaway hub you can win a digital prize sponsored by Cards by Kendra. There's a form linked in my description box, which you have to fill in by the 15th of October 2024. And the winner will then be randomly chosen and announced on the Cards by Kendra YouTube channel community tab. Good luck to you all! So as you see, I used my white gel pen to make the teeth of the bats white, and then I used a black pen just to emphasize the eyes and the mouth. When I did the trial assembly of my card, I realized that I didn't like the white outline around the bats, so I used my scissors and fussy cut the white border away. And in order to make sure that I didn't leave any white overhanging, I used my alcohol markers and went around the edges once again. And while I was at it, I used my lightest shade of grey and colored the white paper on which I stamped my sentiment before, because the shining white sentiment wouldn't have fit to the card. And now finally comes the time to put it all together. I start out by placing my matting layer on my card base. Next, I glue these red paper pieces on the edges of my card, and they then will be left and right to my window. For perfect placement, I use my T-ruler. Subsequently, I adhere the different layers of my window together. I start out with the one where I cut off the inside of the frame, and I put it to my background bats paper. And together, I can then glue that onto my card base. As I want to have dimension within the outlook of my window, I glue the bats to different layers of the frame. So first of all, I use the one that is looking into the window from the left side, and I position it perfectly into my frame. Once the position is perfect, I cut off the overhanging parts of the bat. And then I glue this frame with the bat onto the frame I have already glued down on my card base. So this is the first layer, well actually the second layer of my window. Then I glue another 2 of the black frames onto my window frame. On the fourth layer of frames I want to glue down another bat. So I use my tape runner and again position my bat right into this frame so that it looks nice through the window. And here as well I cut off the overhanging pieces of the bat, and then I can glue it down on my frame again. I already like the look of this cute bats looking through the window. So next I glue another black frame on top of the card. Before I glue down the topmost layer, the brown one, I glue down the acetate as my glass in the window. I use the tape runner for this as well, as I have been using it all the time, but for the acetate it's particularly handy. And now finally it's time for my brown window frame, which I place now on top of the acetate, again using my tape runner. I really like the dimension I got with all these window frames on top of each other. And of course the final step is adding my sentiment in the lower left corner of the window. That's the perfect place for it. And this is my card finished. I hope you like this cute little bat Halloween card as much as I do. Don't forget to fill in the form linked in my description box for your chance to win a prize from Cards by Kendra. If you liked the video and the cards, please subscribe to my channel or leave me a like or a comment. See you next time. Servus!